My name is John Quincy Adams. I ran for president against four other candidates. Because my parents, Abigail and John Adams, I was close in national affairs since my birth. I was strong in New England. I won the election because of Henry Clay. He had everyone vote for me. I became the sixth president of the United States. I knew the election made people angry because of what Henry did, so I pushed a program called internal improvements. I was like a former president. I felt that the federal government should promote economic growth. I wanted the U.S. to back national projects like the government in Europe did, so I suggested that we build a national university and an observatory for the astronomers. I also backed projects to promote farmer manufacturing, science, and the arts. In 1828, I was facing a hard battle trying to get reelected. My only opponent was Andrew Jackson. I was attacked as an aristocrat for what happened at the last election. At the end of this election, I was a loser. In the 1830s, I became the leader of the Whigs against the Democrats led by Andrew Jackson. Us Whigs wanted the federal government to spur the economy. Henry was a Kentuckian and a shrewd politician who was a Speaker of the House. He was less popular than the other candidates. Because he was Speaker and got fourth place in the election, he could use his powers and influence the votes. He influenced everybody to vote for me, and when I won, I made him the Secretary of State. To most people, Andrew was a hero of New Orleans. He started life poor. In the election, he won the majority of the votes, but I lost the election. In the election of 1828, some of the followers dubbed Andrew as a military chieftain and thought if he won, he would become a dictator like Napoleon Bonaparte. But he won the election easily. In the 1830s, Andrew Jackson and me started two new political parties, Whigs and Democrats. Andrew's party was the Democrats. The political parties discovered a new way to elect the president, so we started holding nominating conventions. During the 1820s, the United States was growing rapidly, and new states had been admitted to the Union. The number of voters increased. Many of the new voters lived in the western states between the Appalachian and the Mississippi. Frontier life encouraged a democratic spirit. Many frontiermen were poor. Through hard work, some of them prospered. They respected the ones that succeeded on their own. In the western state, any white man over 21 could vote. The reformers fought to end the requirement that only voters could own land. In the 1820s and 1830s, they succeeded. Except for Rhode Island, every eastern state extended suffrage, or the right to vote, to all white men. Large numbers of Americans didn't have the right to vote, which included women, Native Americans, and most African Americans. Slaves had no political rights at all. While more white men were winning suffrage, most free African Americans were losing this right. Some states in the North allowed the free African Americans to vote on the early 1800s, but by the 1820s, most states took away that right. By 1830s, a few New England states allowed African Americans to vote.